Alright, what's up guys? Gonna do a review on the Beast stand. Gonna compare it to some Lone Wolves, show you the dimensions, talk a little bit about the weight, put it on some trees. So here we go. Alright, so one thing I want to talk about first is the platform. This platform is 29 by 16. Compared to the Assault 2, it's a little bit different. The Assault 2 is a little bit shorter and a little bit wider versus the Beast stand. Beast stand being a little bit longer, and it's actually a little bit more narrow. Now you can see the difference right off the bat. So you can see it's a little bit actually shorter for the A2, Assault 2. And it's a little bit wider. So that's significant. And why do I say that? So for a tall guy, for me, I actually have longer legs, so I kind of like to stretch my legs out a little bit further on the stand. So I don't have as much room side to side, which is okay, but in my opinion, I actually like that it's a little bit longer of a stand, and I got a little bit more leg room and boot room. So in regard to the platform of the Beast stand, I've tried several different boots with this. I started hunting late season, so I was hunting with a lot bigger boot with my LACROSSE Alpha Burleys, and then I also have a heavy set of late season that I use for even ice fishing is what I use them for, but those ones are Irish setters. They're like 1,400 grams. They're pretty big. So I'm going to show you in this video the differences between all different types of shoes. So I have the Alpha Burleys, I have the Irish setters, I have a pair of LACROSSE, their early season uninsulated, pair of my Merrells, pair of my Crocs. So I didn't have any problem as far as space on this platform. All right, so one thing I wanted to talk about is on the platform is people commenting on social media and forums about how there isn't those bumps, those grips that are cut into the platform, and it's essentially just flat. So people are assuming, some people are assuming that this will be rather slippery. In my experience, that's not the case. So there's not a lot of surface area on each of these parts of the platform. And so therefore, I mean, like, you don't have that that problem. So this is not like you're on like a gym floor, and plus your boots have a lot of grip on them for the most part. So it isn't slippery even when wet. So I've even tried this out in the snow, and then also my boots were just wet from anything else. All right, so let's talk about weight. Weight is a huge deal when it comes down to mobile hunting. Sometimes guys will pick a stand based on just the fact that it is a light stand. So one of the main features that is for the Beast stand and a lot of stands on the market these days is just because of the weight of it. So we're gonna do some testing. I got my little handy dandy scale here. This is probably about a $10 really fancy scale used for measuring baggage. So so just take note that this is not going to be 100% accurate, but it's going to do enough to give an estimate. So all right, so this is the Beast stand with basically its huntable weight. That means everything is on it. You got the seat, the back straps, stealth strips, and the cam straps. So, all right. Okay, 8.52. 8.58. 8.56. 8.86. So roughly around 8.5 to 9 pounds roughly. So, and that actually has the sparrow on it for my quiver, so that's not necessarily needed, but it's just another, just adds a little bit extra. So like I said, it's got the seat on it, it's got stealth strips on it, it's got the backpack straps on it. So this is pretty much how I would walk into the woods with it, and I feel super confident. So roughly around 8.5, 9 pounds. All right, so this is the Assault 2. This doesn't have the backpack straps. Other than that, it's pretty much ready to go. Has stealth strips, got the cam strap. It's actually got the stick talons made by Mobile Hunting Gear, and then it's got the quiver holder with the sparrow. So, all right. All right, 12.5. $12.34. $12.36. So between 12.3 and 12.5 for the Assault 2. Not bad. This is honestly one of my favorite stands. So this is a dynamite stand and at a good price. Definitely would recommend this one if anybody is searching for their very first one. This is definitely a solid stand, in my opinion. All right. So then this one right here, it's not really hunt ready in my opinion. You could throw it on the tree right now and sit in it, but it needs stealth strips. I'd probably put a quiver on it. You know, there's probably a couple other things you might do if you end up doing stick talons or something for transport with your sticks. But as of now, it's kind of like right out of the box. And the only reason I'm measuring is just to kind of give a sense. All right, 11.68. And that's a bare stand. $11.82. $11.72. So a little over 11.5 pounds. That's actually really good, I think, for this one. But like I said, it's missing a few things. And both the Assault and the Alpha 2, they're missing backpack straps. That's another thing you'll need. Some guys even use the hip belt. I actually quit using the hip belt when I started going to the Beast stand, just because I didn't really need it anymore, based on the fact that it was just a lot lighter than my other setups. All right, let's talk about the V bracket on the bottom of the platform. This angle is actually pretty decent for a smaller stand. This does fit a lot of different trees. I've had it on some bigger trees. I've had it on some really small trees. Actually, you know, at first look, it was kind of like, okay, would that really make a difference, you know, as far as setup goes? But I've had other stands where it's a little more narrow, so on some of these smaller stands, and then it's a problem. Kick out is kind of a big issue then, but it's not overly different from the Assault 2, and I really like the Assault 2 as far as the V bracket is concerned on here. I've never had a problem with kick out on this stand. Yeah, it's almost identical as far as angles goes. So I actually really like this feature about it. Bites on the tree just really nice, rock solid. So it's another cool feature of the Beast stand. All right, let's talk about the backpack straps. These are not the ones that are going to come with the stand. Essentially, I've never really had a good pair of backpack straps that came with a stock stand right out of the box. Most of the time those are just the economical ones. Those are the cheap ones. They usually just kind of throw in the garbage right away, and you just don't use them, and then you end up going to something a little bit better. So a lot of people ask me about these in my videos and my pictures. These are the Sitka hauler straps. They're actually made for a backpack, and I absolutely just love them. They are a little bit more pricey. I actually found these when they were a little bit better when the price dropped during the off season. They can get up to around, I think I've seen $60, but I think I purchased them for like $30. So they are very light. They're very comfortable. They got good pad on the back. You'll have to add some straps down here for like from Strapworks or something like that. They're lightweight, very comfortable, and one of the big things I like about these straps is there's no twist to them when you're putting them on. Sometimes when you have those old crappy ones, a lot of time they'll twist, and putting them on and taking it off and having this twist all the time is such a pain in my opinion. So I would recommend these, but there are some other good options out there. Alright, so one of my favorite parts of the Beast stand that you'll probably notice right away is the bracket. The Lone Wolf, they call them bat wings. This is just essentially the Beast bracket. So Beast bracket actually has 6 points, so you can actually connect all different ways on all different types of trees and sizes. So if you have crooked trees, you have small trees, you have bigger trees, leaning trees, this stand will be able to accommodate a lot of variables when you're in the woods setting up. So it's a little bit different than the Assault 2. So now the Assault 2 only has 4 points contact, and it isn't as wide as the Beast stand. I've always had good success with this. However, I feel that the Beast stand has a better bite to it. It's a little sharper, and I think you have a little more options as far as what kind of trees that you can set in. Just note, this is still great feature. I love the bat wings. I've never had problems, but the Beast is a little bit sharper, and it has that 6 points of contact versus the 4. Now, one of my hunts I did this past season, I was in a leaning tree, and so the tree was kind of like leaning towards the marsh, and I probably could have sat up behind it, but I didn't feel like comfortable as far as how I was going to be able to shoot. So what I did was I set up on kind of the side of the tree, and I was only on 2 of the points of this here, and it was rock solid. That was in a late season hunt, and I was in a really good setup in my opinion, but just no one was home. So with the Beast stand, it comes with 2 buttons. I only use one most of the time, essentially because I only think you really need one because of the way I cam it over. So, but for those who essentially want to, I guess, feel a little more safe, or you can leave it in the tree, I wouldn't recommend that. They have the option. I think that's also a safety feature, probably a TMA standard. So the Beast buttons, they're made of a dowel ring plastic, which is very, very strong. These are actually a little smaller than, say, the Lone Wolf. I actually prefer these because in the dark, setting up, slipping over your cam strap is a lot easier on these smaller ones, I think, in my experience, than the other ones. So they're a little bit smaller than the Lone Wolves, but they still perform the same. So one of the advantages actually that the Lone Wolf, in my opinion, has over the Beast Stand is that it does come with a bowl holder. Not a lot of people like those platform bowl holders. I use them throughout the sit. They're not always within the platform, but if I think that something's coming along, if it's prime time and I want to be ready, I'll have my bowl within the platform. So that is one thing that I, in my opinion, think that the Lone Wolf has an advantage over the Beast Stand. Now, with that said, I did come up with my own. So with some simple hardware, some bolts, some nuts, some mending plates, I was able to rig myself a bowl holder. And I did this during the off season, so I haven't been able to test it, but so far it seems like it's going to work. I actually think I came up with something that I'm really going to like. So it's the same design essentially as the Lone Wolf, but I added in the Beast Stand. And what's nice about the Beast Stand design is it has this space in here where you can put your bowl. Not all bowls this will work for, but it will definitely work for mine. All right, so one thing you'll probably notice, which I have on a lot of my stands, is this felt material. It's a microswave fabric with adhesive backing, and this product is called Stealth Strips by Stealth Outdoors. I will probably never hunt in a stand, at least a mobile stand, that doesn't have some sort of a silencing fabric or even paracord on it ever again. In my opinion, it's just it's a necessity, you know, as far as a mobile hunter is concerned. I'll put a link below for Stealth Outdoors. But what they do is they sell what these are called stealth strips, and you can buy a kit that actually fits a tree stand, and he's got like universals kits. Lou is the owner of Stealth Outdoors. He's a great guy to work with. Top-notch customer service, but he also sells like these rolls, which a lot of people like, so you can just throw these in your backpack or anything else, just in case you have to cut off a piece if something just happens to be making noise that you don't want it to. So but it has like an adhesive backing to it. These are super durable. They eliminate shine, add a little bit of concealment, and they help with the noise a lot too. So check them out, stealthoutdoors.com.
Alright, so one of the cool features about the Beast Stand is the transport system. Now essentially it's a rod that goes right through the Beast sticks and screws into the post. So there's a stainless steel thread in there where the rod can essentially just screw into. Now these are the full-size sticks on the Beast Stand, and I'll probably go to the minis, just essentially because then it's 2 inches shorter per side, and for transport purposes I think that will be better. Now how I transport these is I prop the seat up underneath here, and then I wrap a bungee cord around here for stability, so then I can keep anything in here, whether it's clothing or my camera gear or anything like that. So this wouldn't be a complete review without a little bit of saddle in it. So here I am sitting in the saddle and the Beast Stand. And I would never do this, but just for being thorough, you can see how it's a good size for saddle hunters.
So that pretty much just wraps it up on the Beast Stand. We talked about the platform, we talked about the V bracket, we talked about the bat wing or the Beast bracket on the back, talked about sizing, talked about weight, talked about the adjustments, talked about the attachment system. So I think if anybody purchases a stand, they'll be pretty happy. I'm really looking forward to this next fall and seeing you know, how it's going to help me go a little further, a little deeper, set up a little quieter, and put me in a good position. So If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments below. I'll happily answer any questions that anybody's got on this stand, and good luck out there in the off season scouting, and good luck this upcoming season.